Now all of these input boxes look to be the same, even though we made one a TEL, that's right, the one after the phone numbers for a telephone and email. And right here we don't actually see any differences, but if we were on a mobile device where it displayed a virtual keyboard, those two would display a different keyboard. So for the text inputs, it would be the regular keyboard. For the phone number one, it actually would bring up a number keyboard. So the virtual keyboard that would come up would be numbers, because the expectation is you'll be entering numbers. For the email, it will bring up a text input that looks very similar to the regular one, but it will have an @ sign that's easy to get to and a .com. So some interesting things that happen when you set those input types to be a little bit different. Now we can navigate through here by simply clicking on each one. Notice how when you click on a box, it brings the focus to that box, and the cursor becomes active there, the box is outlined. Another way you can move through them is with the tab key. So notice with the tab key that I can just move from one form element to the next. And that's another way to navigate through a form. Another way is to be able to click on the label. Now notice we don't actually have any labels. When I click on these words, nothing happens. And that's because they aren't actual labels. They're just words that have been added in the code. So here, these are just words, but we'd like these to be labels. To do this, we're going to add the label tag, and we're going to want the text to be in the middle of the label. So like that. There's the label tag with the text in the middle. Now to make this is a label, and if we go here we can refresh. It doesn't look any different, and it doesn't behave any different. Before it will work, we need to add the attribute for. And so inside the opening tag, put the for attribute, and this is where we connect it. And what we use is we use the ID of the element we want to connect it to. So there, so now I've connected this label to this input box, and now they're connected. So now when I refresh, I simply click on name, and it brings the focus to that input box. So we're going to want to do that to all of these. So if you go through here, you're going to put the label for at the beginning. But now instead of this one, I want to be connected to street. So I'll put for equals street. And then the closing label, I want that to be after the text. Okay, I can add another one. Oops, excuse me. Make this one a label as well. Make this one a label as well. Make this one a label as well. And remember, we need to put the for attribute, and the for equals, in this case, we want it to be equal to city because we want it connected to that one. And we want the text to be in the middle, just like that. So two ways to do it: type it out or copy paste and fill in change the value. You still get to move well, I'm going to move the text inside at the very last. Zip, phone, email. Oh, this one's just mail. And then we're going to move all of the text inside between the opening and closing label tag. All right, save that, and then let's go see what happens. Notice it doesn't look any different, but now when we click on those labels, it brings the focus onto the input box. There, that's what we wanted it to do.